Howdy doody. Welcome back to the ranch. My name is Mick. This behind me is my dump of a garage that's attached to my house and makes my house look like a dump of a house, because it is. Today, we change that. We're gonna be wrecking it and throwing it in a 40-yard box. Hopefully it'll all fit. We're gonna be using this track loader behind me that I just picked up at auction, as well as another piece of equipment that I need to go pick up. And in order to do that, of course, we're gonna be using old Frank the Pete here. So let's fire her up, warm her up, hit the road. Said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. There is nothing like waking up to that smell first thing in the morning. It's like walking into a Lowe's or a Home Depot or a Dick's Sporting Goods. Grapple and all. All right, yeah, so my boss is letting me use this 88 that's sitting here. This is our, like, just go-to garbage sorting machine. It's got a grapple on it, which should just knock out with one pin, and there should be a bucket laying around here for this thing too. So if I can find that, that would be nice. But let's fire this thing up. Should have brought my keys with me. Maybe he's got a set in there. And then I'll hunt around for this bucket if I can't find it. No harm, no foul. I could do it with the grapple. That's the only thing about his equipment that I don't like, is it's always uneventful. I'm just kidding, I love that. It doesn't sound as good, but I'll take reliable over what I got any day of the week. All right, let me search around for this bucket, or a set of buckets if they have it. I'll probably just take one. I don't need to haul a bunch of buckets home. So I think these sitting here are for that 88, and it'd be nice to have that 2-foot bucket, but these are closer also for an 88. I don't need all of them. I might just take the ditching bucket unless I can reach these. I don't think I'll be able to. I'm gonna do the right thing. I'm just gonna organize what's here. I'll track over here, organize these, track up, chain those two together, put them on the trailer with me, be done with it. We got her home. Let's get this thing unloaded and start wrecking. Here and there, so like when I
and you enjoy doing it too.
yeah, well, and it can quickly turn into something full time as long as I just keep at it. I also got a security camera sitting here that I need to get. It's gonna stand on this bucket. Blink camera. Don't want the whole thing to come down yet. I'm just trying to focus on the roof. And the key is too, my breezeway isn't in great shape, but I want to salvage it and kind of fix her up and keep it. That's the goal. So this is, it's a little squirrely right now. Every time I touch a piece of wood, it snaps in half. I think before I get too dark here, I want to throw the ditching bucket on the machine and clean up all of the debris. And that way I have a clean slate where I'm just dealing with block at that point. Because when I run out of room, I'm sure I'm going to run out of room in the dumpster. So when I run out of room, I want to be able to just have clean block at that point, and I can throw it in my dump truck and haul it back to my concrete pile. But I have quite the mess right now where, you know, the grapple bucket is good for bulk stuff, but all this piddly stuff, you know, I'm thinking I'll throw the ditching bucket, get a nice little pile going, maybe shovel it into the Fiat Alice over there, and just get this place clean, and then I'll deal with block. This wall is so close to going, and I really don't want it to fall over because it's gonna go that way and that'll be a mess. I want to put everything, cave it into the pad, that way I have a good solid surface underneath it where I'm getting clean block up and not grass and mud. Let's see if I can't track this over and swap this out for the ditching bucket, and we'll get back over here to clean it up. was embarrassing. I'm used to quick couplers, I'm ashamed to admit. I don't, this is the first time I've ever done a manual. I don't know, it must have just latched back on. Again, I don't know. I thought you had to latch it after. All right, we got it. Now I know. All right, I'm gonna keep cleaning this up. I'm getting close. When I get to a certain point, I'm not gonna get this spick and span and then just start tearing down walls. So I am just gonna keep knocking this out in the dark. That way, come tomorrow morning, bright and early, we can watch the walls crumble in. I'll get back to you in a little bit. Morning. I have you sitting in my little breezeway here because it is raining today, which I expected. I don't think it's gonna let up, which is gonna make, you know, filming pretty tough. Basically, you're gonna get a GoPro in the cab today. If it clears up a little bit, I'll try and get you some better shots, but essentially I am all cleaned up on the pad. You know, as far as I want to be. I didn't want to make it spick and span per se because I'm just going to wreck it again. The plan is to start at the furthest wall away because that thing is ready to come down, so I'm just going to give it a shove into the pad, and then the center wall I'll probably start cleaning that up and see how it's going. Maybe I'll push this center wall into it as well. It depends on what I can do. I got two options. I can either scoop everything up with this ditch bucket or kind of push it into the bucket of the Fiat Alice. I'm hoping I can just do everything with the ditch bucket so I don't have to get in and out of the chair a bunch today, especially with the rain. That would suck. So I'm just going to get to work and hope that the rain lets up a little bit, I guess. My dumpster, unfortunately, is not doing so hot. I was hoping to have a little bit more space than this at the end of the roof demo. A lot of more space. I'm like 3/4 of the way full. A little lighter on this end than that end. But I'm just gonna get what block I can in here, and it's not the end of the world. I'll start up the dump truck and haul the rest to my concrete pile. I don't care about keeping block here. I just wanted all the crap to be hauled away. So, you know, you spend $600 on a dumpster or whatever it's gonna be, and you want to fill it up as much as you can. careful because there's an open trench right where my bucket is, right here. And if I'm not careful as I'm pulling this stuff, I'm gonna break up my concrete, and I don't want to repair any more concrete than I have to. I already broke out the front section of this bay here, so I'm just trying to be careful not to dig too much, you know. With that said, let's peel back this rear wall. You're a little fogged up, but the view ain't bad from up here, huh? Okay, it's time to be strategic. I am basically out of box space, and I have this wall, and this wall to go. So what I'd like to do is, like I said, be a little strategic. I want to be able to get the windows in the box, and this wall that runs this way is pretty crappy. So I want to try and get like the top section of this wall off, see if I can cave the windows in, and then do the same thing on the inside of here, get the windows in, and then leave like the bottom 4 foot of block if I can. And then I can take that block to the back. But I really want to limit the garbage that I'm taking in my backyard. I would rather haul up as much of the garbage as I can into the box. So you can see my boom sitting up there. Let's see if we can't do what I'm planning. We'll see.
Oh my God, bro.
That wasn't smart. Machine's okay, I'm okay. But that was awfully stupid. I should have knocked down that chimney first. Dang, I was really hoping to watch that chimney fall. That would have been a lot cooler than what just happened. Can confirm the machine is okay. Thank God. Sweating and my back is definitely fried for the day. Let's keep moving. All right, time to go get the dump truck. Fingers crossed it fires up. I think I got some rearranging to do on the roadway back there with trucks and trailers before I get the thing over, so let's see. Saint Nick never lets me down. Woo! All right, I'll let this thing warm up, air up, bring it up there, start loading her up. basically just going for luck here for not running over a nail. So at home, please keep your fingers crossed that I don't hit a nail. That would suck. Let's see how it does handling this load. It's relatively full, but I could definitely fit a lot more. But I don't want to overload it, and I also don't want to get stuck back there, because now it's wet. Okay, so where we're at, I didn't realize that I had a grade change here, so it's like it's even more than what I told him was. It's like 3 inches, almost 4. It could be 4 inches. Yeah, because it's about the thickness of that slab. I bet they poured that slab at 4 inches. So I talked to my framer. I told him, you know, I'm not trying to make this perfect. I don't know. The day could come where this garage gets ripped down to build completely new. So I'm just trying to get something for a short term, you know, the next 10 years, call it. So I think we're following this slab here, where this breaks here, because it, you know, this obviously settled in, or they might have even poured it that way, because this slab here is that way too, and they definitely poured it this way. You see this slab here, and then from there to there, there's a slant here. You know, there's grade. I don't know why, but same thing along this edge. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this. No, we're gonna use this line to start the edge of the garage, and then we're gonna 90 here and run the garage along this line here. So everything on this side of this slab is just going away. So our wall line is going to come here and then 90 that way. I got some concrete patching to do there, and then I'm just going to put a little step right here. Again, not ideal, but it's what I'm doing. I don't want to put too much money into this thing, because it's going to come down at some point, you know, to build another house. So that's why the slab is staying. So don't get on me in the comments that you would replace the slab. I would too, but it's a short-term thing. So it's kind of unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. I'm going to finish cleaning all this up, really see what I have to work with this slab and what I need to patch back, or if I just want to saw cut it and shorten the width of the garage, which I'm not too keen on. I got some figuring to do. And then the breezeway over here, I'm gonna build over top of it. That's why I kind of peeled that top section off, because we're gonna stick frame into the house. And then when I roof the house, because that roof is junk, you can tell it's leaking everywhere, we're gonna frame it right into the roof, That way I can get insurance on my house again, because no one will insure my house. So yeah, I'm gonna finish cleaning this up. I'll let you guys know when it's done. Then we'll start concrete and move into framing. Okay, you guys ever notice whenever I'm trying to do things to my house, it's pouring rain? It feels like snow too, it's cold. So I talked to my concrete guy, talked to my carpenter, talked to my dad. Between the parties, here's the plan. We're gonna switch gears a little bit. I'm gonna tear out this section because it's already, I gotta infill this anyway. This is all gummed up. This is my wall line here. So I'm just doing away with this concrete. I'll form up this edge, pour that back. This, you know, I was gonna step up, but this is all cracked and sagging in. So I'm just gonna peel this up at the crack line. I'm gonna grab a quickie saw from work and clean it up later, but for now, I'm just gonna get this concrete up. I'll just peel this back to me. That way I can have a clean line here that I can pour up to the pad up there. And then this outer edge is this outer edge. I'm gonna have to form this up and pour this corner. So the two corners of the garage are gonna be on brand new concrete. And then I'll just have a section in the middle that's old, but it's good enough. I mean, it's cracked. It's no better or worse than this pad here. So that is the new plan. I'm gonna peel that up. I got an hour left of daylight, and then I gotta load this thing up and get it out of here for work in the morning. So I gotta hop to it. So that's the plan. We're sticking to it. Don't judge me. It's what we're doing. All right. As you can see, I didn't keep the concrete in there. I panicked, I guess is the right word to say. It was getting really dark. I needed to make up my mind. I was looking at what was left of that center pad, and there wasn't much. And I think it's just gonna be easier. I'm gonna be better off. I just ripped it out. I'm not even gonna clean up this edge. I'm just gonna pour it back down to this grade. So I have one flat pad. I almost said clean. It's not gonna be clean. One flat pad. I took my laser out, put some forms up. So it's ready to pour. We are pouring that this afternoon. The guys that I work with that are coming to help me out are definitely gonna give me crap, needless to say, for what we're pouring here, but it'll do the thing. The other reason why I'm pulling out the camera is I gotta move my trucks because I got lumber coming today. So it's on its way over. I can't decide. I'm gonna kind of get an eye on it once it's here. Can't decide if I'm gonna put it where that truck is or behind you. Either one will work. It's higher ground over there just in case it rains in between now and framing up the walls. But regardless, we're good to start building. So that all starts happening today. I'm gonna move some trucks around. I'll get back with you guys when the lumber pulls up. He was really confident that it wasn't gonna slide off the back of the truck. I was like, you sure you don't want to pull forward and then we can back you up once it's tilted and everything? It'll land right, you know, right where I got it tilted down. That's where it'll touch down. Okay. Well, it didn't. That's all right. We're literally framing in a couple days, so I will get back to you when concrete's on its way. Just a couple hours. All right, we got it poured. Driver hates me. It's a Friday. It's 4 p.m., which isn't bad, but he was getting all angry about the time of day and everything. And you know, I paid for the concrete. I'm allowed to pour it. You know, I still had like a yard or so left in the truck, so I'm like, hey, pull back here. I want to fill this culvert hole. As you guys know, I got my culverts failing. This isn't a permanent fix by any means, but it's going to be better than the slab that I had sitting in it before. So this I can actually, like, you know, rake out level and fill the hole temporarily, because she's failing for sure. So I just want to, you know, get it close. But yeah, I had to walk back here and get this thing up by hand, which it's not light, that's for sure. But hey, if I got the concrete, I'm going to use it. There. Now I can go ahead and fill in millings around it, get it nice and level. That way, every time I run over it, it's not breaking to pieces and stuff. And I'll probably still end up having washout issues, but at least some of that concrete will get down in there and hopefully, you know, heal itself. So these guys are just wrapping up here. We'll finish it up and we're gonna start framing next week. All right, good morning. Today is framing day. I got the guys started this morning, the guys being a couple buddies and my dad. I'm working, so I got limited time, but I do have to stop here. I gotta bring them some tools, and I gotta demo a little bit more of the breezeway, trying to make the roof lines work. And with how the breezeway is, one, it's taller than the 8-foot studs that we're framing the garage with, and two, we need a flat surface to nail to. So I'm gonna demo by hand a little bit more of the block on the breezeway and just get it nice and level for them, and then they're gonna go from there. But I don't have a whole lot of time, so I'm just gonna set you guys up on a little bit of a time lapse. I can't be here to film either, so we'll see what we can and go from there. But I'm gonna jump up on this roof real quick and not run over my dog because she keeps stopping in front of my car. Come on, girl, what you doing? She always does this. Georgia, go. 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 I'm gonna run her over. Go. What are you doing? What are you doing? All right, let's get up on this roof. Well, there you have it. That's a garage, and it's almost complete. But if you're anywhere near my area, you know that winter came way too early this year. It's mid-December, and this has been our consistent weather since like November 20th. It's been tough. I mean, I really wanted to get further on this. I still have to tie in the roof structure from, you know, bridging the gap from this garage here over the breezeway to the house. You know, I want that all to be tied in because the flat roof on that breezeway is crap. So that's still in the open, and I don't even have the tar paper on the roof yet, which my hope was to roof the whole thing, including the house, before the snow, and that wish did not come true. I could have squeaked by with at least getting tar paper on and, you know, just nailing it all down with furring strips or something, but I'm gonna be hurting if the snow doesn't let up and I can't at least get a tarp or something over my roof. So today I'm going to put a close to this video by just hanging some lights and getting my electric set up just by setting up at least one outlet. The good news is I at least got my garage door on, so we're close. So here we are. There's actually a good amount of room in here. It's so funny, I built my last garage with 10-foot studs, and I thought it was just obnoxiously tall for what I was doing in that garage. This one, I just wanted to get something up, so I threw 8-foot studs up, and it is obnoxiously short. I don't know. With the garage door and everything, I mean, I won't be able to do much of anything in here, so it's more so parking for small cars. In the meantime, I just want to get an outlet ran over here so I have power in this section of the garage, as well as wire up a light switch and throw some lights up just so this thing is functional. And then we're supposed to have a little bit of a melt next week, so I'm hoping it'll rain and I can get the roof cleared off and just get my, you know, vent up here covered so I'm at least dry in here. But for now, I'm just gonna, like I said, get focused on the wiring, which my plan is in the breezeway here, which I did end up throwing up a door and a window. This, you know, this obviously isn't completely closed in yet, but they're at least in, so I'm not getting a snow draft in here. My wiring from the house comes through here and runs to this light, which I noticed that light doesn't run off a switch. You just screw in a light bulb and it's on, so it's hot at all times. So that is basically acting as a junction box, which is obviously very poorly wired. None of this is to code, and it's not going to be, because I'm not going to change that. I'm going to keep it as a little junction box. I'm going to run power down to a light switch, so I'm going to move that over there and just run my wiring to lights and one outlet. So one wire is going to come out of that light switch acting as another junction box as a hot lead, and then the other one will be a switched lead to the lights. And yell at me if you want to. I don't care. That's how I'm going to do it for now. I got this wire that ran to the old light that was in the old structure. So I'm going to poke that up through the roof, because again, this is all going to get a new roof. So I'm going to go up through the roof and through the trusses and then drop that down to a switch right there. That's what I'm going to do for now. Hopefully we get a melt in the meantime, and if we do, I can actually get this place dried in and we can start using this garage for small projects through the winter. Then once we hit spring, move on to the next structure project that I can actually use as a real shop. One day I will have a real shop that's heated and it's going to be tall, and I'll be able to fit any type of project that I want inside of the shop, and I won't have to work in the dreadful Cleveland snow. That's the dream anyway. Maybe I'll hit it before I'm 40. That'd be cool. All right, I'm going to get to wiring. Once we wrap this up, we'll close this thing out, move on to the next actual project. Well, the garage is kind of done. So where we're at right now with this thing is I'm closed in for the winter. It's obviously not done. I need to side it, get some gutters on it, fascia, put a roof on it. I'm going to roof the house at the same time as the garage. That way it's all, you know, one big new roof. But the important part is, as of today, I'm at least dried in and I have power in this garage. So for little projects like my up and coming project on the Toyota here, or my up and coming project for this mystery machine that you guys will see soon, I at least have a place where I can wrench on things and be out of the cold weather. We already went through we've had some really cold weather. It's actually January now. I started this in early November, but just with, you know, taking breaks because of the weather, I'm finally to the point that I am right now. Last time you saw me when I was wiring the lights, that was actually, that had to be 3 weeks ago. I'm finally to this point right now. Let me pop open the garage. It really isn't, it's not perfect. It's not really necessarily pretty, but at least it's a decent sized garage. I think I ended up with something like 20 by 30. Really just used the existing footprint that I had, and then if you can kind of tell by the camera, I did end up pouring this flat so I don't have a step up like I was initially thinking I would. That turned out great. And then I just have two little simple lights that I pulled out of the house actually that are wired into one outlet there with the light switch receptacle. So that's that. This will get me through for now. That's really the only purpose that this garage is going to serve. And I know I've been taking a little bit of time, you know, more time than normal in between posts. I have a lot going on right now. I'm actually shifting gears with the whole property as you see it right now. That is big news for another day. So if you are following along, that news will be something that is really going to make this whole situation obsolete in a very short amount of time. So like I said, I just need this to get me through a short period through the winter. After that, the only purpose that this garage will serve in the future will be just, you know, small car parking. But with that, this is a really jumbled video. Usually when I get into property work, especially demo and building things, it's tough to set up cameras, and especially when you're subbing work out. Like the framing of this was all subbed out to a friend, and I was kind of helping along, but just trying to get everything done while working and keeping up with life in general. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please do me a favor, like the video, share it, subscribe to the channel, all that fun stuff.
It's free.
Next video after this one is going to be a special project on the Tacoma. And then we have some new equipment rolling in, some equipment rolling out, and a lot more things to do around here. So it's going to be a busy winter. So I will see you all in the next one. But always remember, don't be afraid to grab that wrench and get after it yourself. We'll see you next time.